welcome to the video. Today we're going to be painting an orc boy in a nice quick Grimdark style, so hopefully you enjoy this. First up you've got Doombull Brown. This will be for all the shoes and any belts around the model. If you want, you can pick out some of the little trinkets or pouches on the model for a bit of variety. Don't need to be too neat. First colour going down, it'll all be covered up by any of the other subsequent colours, so don't worry. Next up we got the Rakarth Flesh. So on this model we'll be using that for the skirt, I don't know what you'd call it, the skirt, and then all of the sort of bandages or around the wrists, around the feet. Again, this colour just looks great once you do the streak and grime at the end. For the skin we're going to use Deathworld Forest. Try and be neat around the bits that you've already painted, otherwise just touch it up with the same colour. This is all base coating, so it's nice and easy to tidy up at this point. Make sure you get a good coverage with this Deathworld Forest. You want it to be a nice vibrant colour, so if you have to do 2 or 3 little coats, better to do that than have a patchy skin. With the skin you want it to really be a solid colour, you don't want it to be patchy. You can get away with that on some of the fabric materials or the metals, but on the skin you really want it to be a smooth coat. So yeah. Just take your time, work around the model. With the face, don't worry about all the eyes or the teeth or anything, we'll paint that all in later, so just go over the whole face, ignore that detail and just cover it all with this cover. Now we've got Rhinox Hide, so this will be for his leather vest. Again, just try and be a little bit careful around the bits you've already done, but again, this is all base coating, so it should be nice and easy to tidy up any mistakes that you do make. As always, take your time. Time spent here makes it a lot easier to just be neat the first time. Up next we've got the Leadbelcher, which is for all the metal parts on the model. This is mainly just the cleaver, any knives, there might be some buckles, some little chain links around the model, and also he's got a sort of armoured vest on his front that you'll want to pick out. Now we've got some Balthazar Gold. This will just be for any embellishments that you want to pick out around the model. So I've done the little bits on his arms here, and also the little spiky nub which is at the top of his silver chest. Now we've got Dryard Bark. This will be for all of the wooden parts of the model, so mainly shields if you've got any, the sticks on like the cleaver here, the handles of any of the knives. That's pretty much all of the wooden parts that you'll find across the model. Try and be really careful here, it's hard to paint over this if you get it on the skin. Now on to Flayed One Flesh. We're going to use this for the pouch on the back of the model here. We're also going to use it for some of the little ropes or pieces of material that the orcs are using to attach the cleaver to the stick here, and also on his arm here you've got a little bit of cloth material holding the trinkets onto his arm there. Next up we got Ushabti Bone. This will be for all the teeth and claws on the model. Also look around the model for any claws or teeth that are hanging from the model, also any bones which may be around. Try and be as neat as possible. Can't stress it enough, it's easier to be neat the first time than trying to rectify mistakes. Now we've got Uriel Yellow. This is just for picking out the eyeballs. This is a bit of a skill. Don't get the smallest brush you can possibly find. You want one with a really good point rather than being really small. Try and draw away from the centre towards the edge. I find that makes it easier. Now we've got the streaking grime, nice and easy. Find an old brush and literally slap it on. Just make sure you try and get it everywhere, get a good even coverage. There's no real skill to this bit, just slap it on, make sure it's all on there. Try not to leave anything uncovered. Now we've got the removal process. So we've slapped on all of this streaking grime. We've allowed it to dry for about 15 to 30 minutes. It's up to you how long. Just to give it a bit of time, not straight away. Come in with some white spirit. Make sure you get odorless, otherwise it stinks. Dampen the Q-tip in the white spirit and just gently wipe the streaking grime away. You don't want to be too heavy with it. You don't want to damage the paint job underneath. Just gently saturate the model and wipe it away as you go. And this is a result of what it looks like afterwards. Immediately afterwards it will dry a bit more than this, so give it time. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go back in and just very delicately and selectively we're just going to reapply those base colours over some of the areas that we want to be prominent, mainly the face. So just work your way around, take your time, pick the points that you can see the light reflecting off already, just dab a little bit of that original Deathworld forest onto it, give it a little bit of a highlight to bring it to the fore. Next we're just going to reinstate the colour of the eyes with that Uriel yellow. Nothing much to say here, same as before, take your time, try and stroke away from the middle. Now we're going to use a little bit of Screaming Skull actually instead of Ushabti Bone, just to highlight all of the teeth and claws around the model. Try and leave a little bit of that original colour and the wash, the streaking grime down the bottom, just to give it a nice colour. Next we're moving on to Stormhost Silver. So we're going to use this to just stipple the edges of all the metal on the model. Rather than doing a straight edge highlight, we're trying to make this look a bit worn, like it's seen some action. Stippling gives the same effect, still highlights the edge, but it gives it a lot less clean look. We're going to do the same now with the Hashnut Copper on all of the Balthazar Gold. Same reason, just gives it a little bit of a highlight, makes it a little bit more prominent without making it look too clean. Now we're on to the base, so Mournfang Brown, just to cover it, quick coat. Then I like to use base ready, so I've got base ready patchy planes. Cover the whole base, don't worry if there's a little bit on the feet, helps blend the model in. Dip it in the tub, give it a little tap a few times, make sure it's all clean any excess off the edge, and then just leave it to dry. And finally we're just going to add a little bit of gore effects. So these are orcs, they're supposed to be bloodthirsty monsters after all, so if they didn't have any blood on them they look a bit strange. Use an old brush, I've got an old dry brush, find a toothpick or cocktail stick or whatever you can find, something hard, put some on your brush and just flick it. Practice on a bit of white paper before so you can understand the pattern, and then go for it on the model before just stippling on some around the knuckles and the hand. And this is the final product. Hopefully you'll agree, considering the amount of effort this took, which was about an hour for the model, it looks quite good. So thank you very much if you're still there. Obviously new channel, so please leave a like and subscribe if you like what I'm doing. Hoping to do more. Hopefully this was helpful, helps you get your models onto the table. I'll leave you to enjoy the images now. Thank you.